What's going on, everybody? Part 2 of the video. I literally stopped the last video and started a new one, so literally no time has passed. I did want to talk about the tasting videos that I've done. I want to say thank you for supporting those videos. I know they're a lot different than what I normally do. They're fun. I'm having fun with them. I was in the bar business for most of my 20s. And the bar and nightclub business, mostly doing security work and crowd control and doing a little bit of promotional work. But I was a student of the whole business and had always had aspirations of opening a bar. Some of you, again, that have been with me for a long time know that I came very close to opening a bar probably 3 years ago, and then some stuff happened and it fell off, and my priorities changed, but I really like doing them, and so I want to thank you guys for the support, because the views on them have been good. They're as high as any of my other videos, and there's been comments and likes and all that stuff. I really appreciate you guys supporting that other content. I have a couple more to go up that I filmed. This is not going to become an alcohol tasting channel, but I'm not really sourcing right now, and I'm not doing the what sold videos, so those are just kind of the content that I'm recording. And so that's what I'm going to put up, This channel's always been kind of a vlog at some level, and it's always been sort of a journey. It's always 100% been about the journey, regardless of what it was we were working on. So, until we can get back to sourcing videos and garage sale season and stuff like that, there's going to be some more of that stuff. So appreciate you guys checking those out. I talked about in the last video about doing work on the property and getting the drainage done. That was like the one project that had to get done because, like, the weather. So it's not quite done. I got one more weekend of working on that. In fact, I got to order the rest of the gravel to fill it in and kind of build out the riverbeds. But once that's done, we're moving on to sort of the next phase. I didn't know, where her priorities were going to be. Well, she wanted to sit down and figure out our plan. And she decided that the next thing we're going to do is get the eBay shed. She's getting really excited. I think she's really, well, I don't think I know. She wants to stop teaching. Partially because we have our own child now, and her commute, she had a 3-hour commute each day, which she didn't mind because half of it's on the ferry. It really wasn't that bad. But you don't want to be on the road for 3 hours a day when you got a kid at home. That's not fun. And so she's really motivated to build the reselling into something we can all do together, and something that can support all of us. So yeah, so she wants to, she's gung-ho. We've got to get the eBay shed in and get that piece done. And so that's what's coming next. So we're kind of looking at where we want to put it. I'm going to have to take some trees down and clear a bunch of land. But our plan is to have that in place by April. That's going to be coming up, and then we're going to move into the eBay shed, which is exciting. And it's going to be perfect timing because it's going to be the start of garage sale season, which will, unless there's lockdowns again, which doesn't seem like there will be, because we're sort of rushing to open up, even though case numbers are like double what they were when we locked everything down. Figure that out. The garage sale season won't be truncated, and we'll have a full season, and I'm going to be going much further out this time. I'll be going out way beyond my neighborhood. We'll take full days of sourcing, so we'll need that storage space real quick. I need to send off. The problem is time. I know that I can make time to do things. I understand that, but at a certain I'm about to miss my exit. At a certain level, I don't have as much time as I want, in that I have too many things vying for my time. And so it's hard for me to decide what to spend my time on. Okay, we actually made it right on time. This is great. So like the time to, you know, clean up the office, the time to list my death pile, the time to, you know, sometimes I see things on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, oh, I would like to grab that, but then I'm like, where is it? And I go, oh, and I think about the time it's going to take me to go get it, and I go, do I want it that bad? Is it really worth it? Usually not, right? So I just don't. I'm passing up on buying opportunities because of the time, and the time to package up the books that I want to send to CGC, and the time to take care of that. And it's like, and I've kept banking on my contract ending. This has been the weirdest contract I've ever been on because, so I'll give you guys a little backstory because there's a lot of new followers. There's a lot of new followers to the channel, and I really appreciate you guys. But in 2016, I quit my job. I literally just walked out. And you know, in a lot of ways that was a mistake, but in a lot of ways it put me on the path that got me to here, so I don't regret it. And I'm actually gonna pause. Oh, is the gate not open yet? There's a guy here parked on the side of the road. No. Oh, it's open. Maybe he's 15 minutes early. I'm actually going to pause the video and I'll come back and finish the story here after I pick up. They said it was going to be in the lower barn, but maybe it's on the... oh, yeah, okay, they got the other side open. All right, I see. Man, they're flooded worse than I am. Oh, that's not good. Oh, there's my TV. All right, stand by. All right, so first of all, I'm glad I got the TV. I didn't even notice there's a remote. So that remote alone is probably $15. They usually are. So that's awesome. And that'll pay for most of the lot, let alone the TV. And then I have to give a shout out to my old chum Kevin Isaacson. The CDs, right on top was Ben Folds, Rockin' the Suburbs. There's a flashback for you. I might have to listen to that actually. I vaguely remember liking that song. I was never a big Ben Folds fan, but I vaguely remember liking that song. Anyway, the records the sleeves are not in great shape from the looks of it, but I think that the 2 or 3 that are in good shape, thankfully, also happen to be the better records. So I think we'll be all right. I think I'm actually going to do a lot better on this than I thought. The DVDs most of those are going to be lotted up, but probably turn this light off now. It's a little bit more daylight. Yeah, most of those are going to be lotted up, but there was, like I said, a couple of those TV seasons. I don't know that they're worth anything. They may not be, but you know, that's all right. I actually have a ton of CDs to list right now. A ton of CDs to list. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I really am. Oh, so I'm sorry. We were talking about my contract. This being the weirdest contract. But this all ties into actually to what I was about to say. I know, shocking, right? But well, there goes the TV. Broke it. Yeah, so I quit my job in 2016. What's going on, everybody? I'm literally editing this video as I record this, and two things. I rambled in the video for like a half hour and never really got to the point because I was going through all this detail that didn't really matter. And then my battery died, so I couldn't even chop it together in a way that got the point across. But the the broad point was that this consulting contract I'm on right now, has been really strange. So I quit my job in 2016, basically, and at that point in my life, I had only had two real jobs. So 15 years of my career had been at two places in one industry. And so, it takes me a year and a half to get back to work. After 6 months, I get laid off. I immediately take a job with a competitor. 5 or 6 months in, I'm feeling like I'm going to get laid off again. So I have an opportunity to kind of bet on myself, and I take a temp consultancy job that was probably going to transition to permanent work. It was supposed to be 6 months. My first day, they're like maybe only 6 weeks. So I was like, oh shit. And I think it ended up lasting like 5 months. So it wasn't that bad. 4.5 months, I guess. And then I had to take another contract that I didn't really want to take. And, of course, that ran its course. I ended up getting laid off again. So, after working two jobs for 15 years, I've now had, 4 jobs in like a year and a half. I guess a 2-year period at that point. Yeah. 4 jobs in 2 years. 4 employers in 2 years. So I had, by that point I decided that, okay, I'll apply for work because I was going to collect unemployment for however long I could. And, we'll get into the YouTube. We'll get into the eBay stuff. I wasn't reselling at this point. I was selling my collection. You guys have been here since the beginning. You know what I'm talking about. I was selling comic books and my old pops and stuff like that. But I wasn't buying things for the purpose of selling. And I had a couple of really good interviews, got really close to a couple of things, didn't really go anywhere. Had basically, by December, January, we were starting to go thrifting pretty regularly. I had a couple of big hits. I had bought things at Goodwill for like, $5 to $10 and sold them for $100, so the bug had started to take hold. And I was at that point, a couple of months from making that initial DVD collection buy that we made a ton of money on. So I was just getting ready to turn that corner, and I get this phone call for this contract that I'm on now. And I wasn't really interested, but I took the interview, and to be frank, it was a huge hourly wage, and I couldn't. It didn't make economic sense to say no to it, and it was only supposed to be, I guess, 6 to 9 months. The contract was officially for 6 months, but they said that I'd probably be, done in September, October of 2020. Well, then the pandemic starts, and I'm thinking I'm getting laid off, any moment, right? There's no way they're going to keep a consultant around in the middle of this economic climate. But they just kept me around, kept reassuring me I wasn't going anywhere. And I was just convinced, like, every Friday, I'm like, today's the day. And I just didn't care. I was just going to collect the paycheck until it wasn't there anymore. So the reason this is a really weird contract is that through all of these moments where I should have been laid off, they kept reassuring me that I'm not going anywhere. June comes around, they ask me to stay. We get to July, and they finally say, okay, we got to let you go. But they gave me like a month's notice, right? So they're like, we're going to wrap up with you at the end of August, which was cool. It was nice of them to give me that kind of advanced warning. And then 2 weeks later, like, hey, never mind, can you stay through the end of the year? I'm like, okay. And then we get to December, like, hey, can you stay till the end of February? And I mean, just a week ago, they asked me hypothetically if I would be interested in sticking around forever, basically, indefinitely. So it's just really weird. It's been a really weird experience because I've sort of been trying to transition to the resale game full time. Like, we want to go full time. That's what the eBay Shed is about. We want to build this thing into a business that my wife and I can do together. That we can teach our son, that he can sort of be a part of as he grows up, and just kind of forge our own way and just kind of make our own go of things. And it's like every moment we kind of get close to the line in the sand where we're going to make that jump, they asked me to stay. And again, it just doesn't make economic sense not to stay. So really weird contract, and it just keeps kind of pushing out our transition to reselling. And I think that was the point that I was trying to make when I started talking about all that. Quick updates. I started cleaning up the office a couple days ago, and then my son started having a meltdown, and I just never made it back. So it is a mess again because I was halfway into cleaning it up. I did make progress, but it's kind of a mess again. My death pile grows ever bigger. I've got the stuff that I picked up in this video, the CDs and the records. The DVDs actually weren't as good as I thought they were. There's only like one TV show in there, so there's basically nothing there. But there's enough multiple CDs from the same artist that I'll be able to lot those together, and we'll definitely make money. So I'm not too worried about that. And the records are pretty good. The good records are good, and the ones that aren't good, I'm not worried about. And then I got like all that aviation stuff I had to drive out to frickin' Squim to pick up. I don't even know, a month ago, more than that, I think. That I got out of that estate sale. I haven't even touched that stuff. So I'm basically just buying right now, to be perfectly honest. Buying when there's an opportunity to buy, and just kind of biding my time until I'm able to, until one of two things happens. My contract ends, or my wife's maternity leave is coming up. She was supposed to be on maternity leave in September, but because we thought I was getting laid off, she canceled it. So she's taking it now because she's, she has to take it in her first year or she loses it, and you might as well take advantage of it. So she's going on leave. What is today? It's January 15th. So in like 4 weeks, I think, is when her leave starts. And then she'll basically be off at least through the summer. That's assuming she goes back in September. And that's kind of up in the air right now based on all of this other stuff that we're doing, right? So, with her being off and not having her work responsibilities, that will free me up a little bit because she'll be able to take on, the bulk of our son's, sort of needs throughout the day. And I can, I might be putting in 10, 12-hour days between my job and eBay, but it'll give me an opportunity to, I guess, dedicate time that I haven't been able to for the last couple of months. Just been too busy with work. Compared to over the summer where I was working, and I guess she wasn't, so that was probably part of it, but my workload at my job was a lot lighter than it is now. So I had time during the day. So my point is I'm buying up all this stuff, and we'll just start, and we'll just, whatever, 20, 30, 40 listings a day, whatever it is. And we'll do it every day, and we'll build up the store, sort of, I was going to say organically, but sort of regimentally, with the death pile that we have. And I think I mentioned it maybe in the maybe part one of this video, or maybe another video altogether, but I actually had a pile of toys in here that had been listed in the very beginning and never sold. And because I was juggling my eBay listings, like the number of listings, I had taken them down at some point. But some of them actually appreciated in value since then. So there's actually a pretty good death pile of toys to list as well. Odds and ends. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see. I mean, you can definitely see it in other videos, but I've got a bunch of like pop and t-shirt combo things that I got on like sale and clearance that I'm only into for a couple of bucks, and they sell for like 15, 20 bucks as well that aren't listed. So I can get those up. I've got a bunch of Magic cards that I can probably lot up. I got all those comic books that I need to holler at that guy and say, hey, do you want to buy these books? I know he's interested in them, but I don't take the time to reach out to him. And then and then listing my other books as well. So we have a lot of potential inventory to build the store up, to rebuild our momentum. And then as we go into the garage sale season, I'm just going to be, buy, and list. And, and we'll go from there, basically. So I guess that's the point I was getting at. And I don't know. I just wanted to put a closure on this video. Here's to you guys. This is Glenfiddich 15. It's called the Solera Reserve. This is my daily drinker. Glenfiddich 15 is my daily drinker. Appreciate you guys supporting all those drinking videos, the tasting videos. Those are really fun. I got a couple more of those coming up. And then I have a new tasting box, I think in March. I don't know if it's the 1st of March or the end of March, but yeah, then we'll do some more of those. We'll basically do those, you know, periodically. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate all your support. Like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and I'll see you next time.